would be an illegal DEI for a lesson plan on the Tulsa Race Massacre?
I'd have to get back to you on that.
Do you know what the Tulsa Race Massacre is?
I'd like to look into it more and get back to you on it.
Okay, so I look forward to that. How about the book Through My Eyes by Ruby Bridges, for instance?
I haven't read that.
Have you learned about Ruby Bridges?
So if you have specific examples you'd like
that was a specific example.
I'll be very happy.
It was an incredibly specific example.
I named the specific questions, and I will look into it and get back to you on them.
Thank you. How about a school having a voluntary celebration for Pride Month?
Well, I think that
voluntary.
Well, let's make sure that in our schools,
this is yes or no?
We're looking. No, it's not.
Okay. How about social studies standards that teach that President Biden won the 2020 election?
I think our studies should all be taught accurately.
Yes or no?
I think our studies should.
No. The question was, do you believe that social studies standards that teach that President Biden won the 2020 election is an illegal DEI? Yes or no?
I think I have said we should teach accurately. We should.
No, you have not answered the question. Well, I don't understand why you're incapable of answering.
I'm just not giving you the answer you want.
No, I want the answer, whatever your answer is.
I just gave you the answer.
No, the answer is yes or no.
No, the answer is.
The answer is yes or no.
Gentle ladies.
Thank you so much. I yield back.
Expired.
Shalom. I want to start off by giving all glory, praises, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. All right, salutations to the brothers that's teaching this truth and sincerity. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the 1/3. All right, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai being the name of His Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, this gospel, this truth, the kingdom of heaven, salvation is for the Israelites and the Israelites only, who are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and the ones scattered abroad that may look like the other nations, but your spirit resonates with this truth. Okay, the kingdom of heaven, salvation is for you. Pretty much, I just wanted to do a quick a video on this, on not necessarily about the content, but the behavior, the characteristics, and the mannerisms of the devil. All right, the so-called white man and the so-called white woman, because she's not exempt. Okay, the white woman is not exempt from her judgment as well. The white woman has done a lot of, cruel things to our people, and she's played a big role of suppressing, oppressing our people and suppressing our people, and pretty much, this is a definite Edomite, and the reason why I know this is an Edomite is because yes or no is the checkmate for an Edomite. Okay? That's a checkmate. If you ask an Edomite a direct question, they will not answer, especially if it's putting them on the line. They're gonna give you some bullshit answer, but not yes or no. They're not gonna answer yes or no. You see what I'm saying? It's yes or no. If I ask you a direct question, straight up yes or no. But here it is. We're in Esau's court systems, and you have lawyers, and you have judges that don't judge, right? You have people that, if I can spin the narrative, and if I can make it seem like I was doing this, and if I can woo the what do you call it? The crown or the jury, right? If I can woo the jury based off me presenting it a certain way, then I can win, or I can beat my case, or I can, whatever the case is. That's just the devil. There is no accountability taking place. Esau doesn't take no accountability. That's one thing for sure, right? And he hates yes or no question. He hates a direct answer. He hates answering directly, so he'll give you a bullshit answer. All right, and that's the characteristics of the devil. All right, that's part of the characteristics of the devil. Okay, because then when the devil is backed into a corner, Okay, they are gonna be the devil, and they're gonna use their blessing, the sword. And right now, these Edomites are being backed into a corner, and they want to be able to be racist and be hateful and do all of that thing, do whatever they want to do, which is fine, because the Lord is only gonna use you to your own destruction. Okay, and guess what? You're not gonna experience. You don't know what true hate is until the Israelites are gonna be in the kingdom, man. And we're gonna hate you to death, Esau. Don't get it twisted. You don't even hate us. How much the Lord's gonna show you that how much we hate you in the kingdom, man. Okay. Oh, it's a hate group. Oh, motherfucker, we've been dealing with hate all our fucking lives, man, and sabotage and all type of shit that you devils been putting us through, man. Okay. I don't want to hear it. Okay. So let's get some scriptures, man. Because you devils, this is a devil, man. Devil woman, she devil, whatever you want to call it, man. Just answer the question, yes or no. But not, these Edomites, they can't do that. They have a hard time answering direct questions and taking accountability. Okay? So that was pretty much the point why I played that video clip. So we can get some scriptures. And we got to know who our enemy is, all right, people? All right, Israel, newcomers, okay? We got to know who we are. Now, don't get me wrong. Okay, this is a mainly a Edomite characteristic. All right, but because the devil's been in rulership for so fucking long, all right, other people take onto this characteristic as well, which I'm gonna prove. Okay, even our people are subject to this. A woman overall. Okay, you ask her a yes or no question, she's gonna jump around and do bullshit. Why? Because nobody executes judgment. Nobody's been executing judgment. Okay, if a woman committed adultery, she gets to get put to death in front of the man as well that did bullshit too. Everybody had to get put to death. Okay, and if everybody got put to death in front of a huge crowd of people, people wouldn't be jumping around and doing bullshit and lying and because they fear that, oh fuck, if I lie I'm gonna get put to death, I'm gonna get smoked by the Most High, right? But because we live in this world where judgment is not is not executed speedily, people fuck around, man. So over time you're gonna have people that fuck around and act just like this devil here, but just best believe the devil started it. The so-called white race started this bullshit. All right. This is James 5:12. But above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by earth, neither by any other oath, but let your yea be yea, and your nay, nay, lest ye fall into condemnation. Okay? And we can get that word condemnation because that's going into judgment, man. If you operate outside of the bounds of yes and no, you're now putting yourself into a deadly waters, all right? Liable of judgment, execution, and death, all right? So let's get this word. Hypocrisies, okay? In the Greek, hypocrisies. Ironic. And answering an answer to acting of a stage player, dissimulation, hypocrisy. Okay. Did I click the right one? I believe so. But condemnation. Yeah, okay. So hypocrisies, yep. In the biblical usage, let's see how it was used. Dissimulation. in the following manner. Yes, it was dissimulation and condemnation. So we can get, let's just get the etum now. So it was used in this manner: dissimulation and hypocrisy. All right. So we'll get the etum real quick. I'll get the condemnation definition first. Condemnation, condemned. So it says late 14th century, condemnation, strong censure, from Latin condemnationem, nominative condemnatio, noun of action, from past participle stem of Latin condemnare, to sentence, to blame. See condemn, from late 14th century, of the condemning damnation. So it says here for condemn, to blame, censure, pronounce judgment against. All right, and that's what you're liable to receive if you cannot answer yes or no. And the thing is, depending on the situation, there's only one right answer. And if you answer wrong, that's the thing. If you answer wrong, you're subject to death. And if you answer outside of yes or no, you're subject to death. You see what I'm saying? So you need to make sure you're moving sharp, right? You don't want to be, you don't want to take part in the judgment of the devil, man. All right? Where it says, and directly from Latin condemnare, condemnare, to sentence, doom, blame, disapprove, from assimilated form of calm, perhaps an intensive prefix, calm plus damnare, to harm, damage. Okay? Old English in this sense had for demand, for doom. Okay, your judgment, you're destined for doom, for doom. Hold to be reprehensible or intolerable. Also for occasion, for condemnation, bear witness against. It is attested from 1705, adjudged or pronounced as forfeited as a prize of war. Okay, related. Okay, it is recorded by 1833 in American English in the sense of judicially take land for potential public use. It is recorded by 1745 as judge or pronounce a building, etc., to be unfit for use, service, related, condemned. Okay, so let's get the word dissimulation. Is it dissimulate? Yeah. I want to make sure. Yeah, dissimulation. Good. So it says dissimulation, concealment of reality under a diverse or contrary appearance. From Old French dissimulation and directly from Latin dissimulationem, a disguising, concealment, dissembling, noun of action, past participle, dissimulare, make unlike, conceal, disguise. From this, not opposite of, simulare, to make like, imitate, copy, represent. Okay, from stem. But yeah, you guys get the point. Condemnation. Let's see real quick. Okay. Well, moving on. Salakia. So yeah, so it says, and your nay, nay, lest you fall into condemnation. Right. So the reason why it went into um hypocrisy, because you're going to, if you're outside of that, you're a liar, man. Okay, you're altering you're altering the truth, and the Lord is not fond of that, man. Okay, the Lord doesn't take kindly to that stuff, man. So you're liable of judgment. Okay, so let's get a few scriptures now. Okay, so this is Psalms 58 and 3. So the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. All right, that's simple and plain. The wicked is talking about the so-called white man, the so-called white race. All right, the so-called white man, woman, and child. Okay, these are the devils, man. They don't walk uprightly. They can't. It's not in them to. Okay. This is Psalm 62:4. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. I'll start at 3. Psalm 62 and 3. How long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you. Okay, yeah. That's the devils. That's how they project, this is going to a different topic, but this is how these devils project their insecurities on Jake. They want to call Jake murderers, robbers, thieves, the aggressors, right? They put all these negative connotations on Jake, on the Israelites, the so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Okay, but really that's who they are deep down inside. That's who their true nature is. Okay, but they need people like us to say that we're the bad guy. So we take the blame for it. We take the rap, and the whole world just blames the black man. That's why we gotta be blameless, man. Even though our day to day and stuff like that, like I said, I did a video on that, but we gotta be blameless, man. We can't give these devils a reason to say that we did bullshit. You know what I mean? Because that's what the devil's gonna do. It says, how long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you. As a bowing wall shall ye be, and as tottering fence. As a tottering fence. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency, right? They only consult to talk shit about Jacob, the so-called black and Hispanic and Native American. Okay. And to make us not, they don't hold us in no regard, which is fine. This is their kingdom, and they realize that in order for them to thrive this time around, they had to oppress us and suppress us, because the Roman Empire before, this is the new Roman Empire, but the Roman Empire before Jake, it wasn't about race, it was about class. Okay, it was about status. But this, they realized they fucked up, and they had to make it about race this time. Okay, so they're learning from their mistakes and sticking to the code, man. All right, but they don't understand that it's to their own downfall, anyways. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Salah, right? So these devils, they're delighted in lies. So if they can tell a lie and get away with it, they're good with that. And that's exactly what you saw with this woman. She's dodging the question. She couldn't just answer the question directly. First and foremost, she's the devil. She's an Edomite, and secondly, she's a woman. So that's a double whammy. You know what I mean? All right, we're gonna know who the devil is today. All right, we're gonna know. Psalm 144:7. Send thine hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children. Okay? Now, if you know anything about waters, that represents people, man. Okay? And right now, we're in the waters of the so called white man. All right? Strange children. All right? And the Lord, we're asking the Lord to get to deliver us from these devils. Okay? Because why? Whose mouth speak vanity, and their right hand is right hand of falsehood. Right. So their mouth, they just speak lies, man. That's just what they do. They can't help it. All right. And like I said, us being under this devil, a lot of our people have taken on to these characteristics because they see that it works. It works in this world. Why not? Why shouldn't I lie? But guess what? When it comes to you operating how the devil does, it's not going to work in your favor. You can't use the devil's blessing and his essence, whatever, his what being to go back and forth with him. You see what I'm saying? He's going to use it against you. It doesn't work that way. You have to use who you are. You have to use your natural ability, your God-given gifts and rights as an Israelite. You got to operate in the spirit. That's the only, which is the spirit of truth. You got to operate in the spirit of truth, and that's how you get rid of the devil, man. Okay, you got to operate in sincerity and truth on how Yahushua had told us how to move on this earth in order to get the upper hand on the devil. And really, like I said, all you got to do is operate in truth, man. The truth. The devil hates the truth because all he does is lie. You see what I'm saying? He hates truth. So just operate in the truth. He cannot come in that realm. When it comes to yes or no, true, yes, false, he only knows falsehood, man. Okay? So just operate in truth. That's it. Operate in the facts. This is the facts. Okay, but this is the facts. This is the truth. He can't stand that. He can't handle that. Right? Don't come to him with none of that. Nothing that he's on, because he's gonna demolish you every time. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat the devil at his own game, at his own falsehood, man. He's the devil for the reason. Okay? This is Proverbs 6:12. A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a forward mouth. Let's get that word, forward. I'm assuming it's going to go into proud. It says forward, turned against, perverse, disobedient, peevish, petulant, adverse, difficult. All right, that's it. Okay, that's how the devil operates. See, the Jake woman, she's asking her a question and she's being difficult, man. Okay, she's like, yeah, it's a yes or no question. I'm not giving you the answer that you want. It's not the answer that I want. It's just an answer, yes or no. That's it. But no, the devil cannot do that. You see what I'm saying? The devil cannot humble himself to answer a yes or no question. Why? Because they're on trial and they're going to look bad, and they don't want to ever look bad, even though they're the devil and they already look bad. And it has nothing to do with the color of their skin. It's just because they're the devil. All right? This is not about race, man. All right? A lot of our people, there's a good amount of people, we have white-looking Israelites, so to speak. Okay? You have black-looking Edomites. All right? It's not about skin color. It's just about who the devil is, man. If the Lord wanted to set up an African nation to be the devil, he could have done that. All right? This is all just, you people just play on confusion. We're all about bloodline and lineage, man. That's it. Are you part of my bloodline or not? Are you part of my lineage or not? If not, fuck off. Okay? We're only for our people. That's it. You know what I'm saying? This is he winketh with his eyes, he speaketh with his feet, he teacheth with his fingers. Forwardness is in his heart. He deviseth mischief continually. He soweth discord, all right, confusion, all right. Therefore shall calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be, all the symbolism that this devil does in his movies, and his entertainment, his media, right? That's all. That's how this devil speaks, man. Having people throw up certain signs and Masonic symbols and whatever the hell, Illuminati symbols and shit. That's how the devil moves in secrecy. All right. Oh, I'm gonna tell you I'm the devil, but I have to tell you. But that's my way of admitting I'm the devil, even though, like, get out of here, man. That's just how they move, man. They're weird, weirdos. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. These 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yeah, 7 are abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. Right, that lying tongue. The Lord hates that shit. I hate that shit. Okay, nobody wants to be around a liar. Especially us Israelite men. Yes or no, man. Yes or no. Know what I'm saying, that's it. An heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies. And she was set up on trial, that woman. She's a false witness, man. Speaking lies. Not giving an answer is a false witness. And he that soweth discord among brethren. Okay? So that's what she was doing was off, man. The Lord ain't coming down. The Lord is going to judge expediently, man. Okay? This is Proverbs 12:17. It says, he that speaketh truth showeth forth righteousness, but a false witness deceit. There is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. All right? And that's you Edomites, right? There is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword. That's how you motherfuckers speak, man. Okay, just give us a straight answer, man. All that other shit is bullshit. I ain't trying to hear all that, bro. What's up? Yes or no? You devils hate a yes or no. The lip of truth shall be established forever in the kingdom, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. That's right. That's why we're not worried about you. This is just for a moment. Deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil, but to the counselors of peace is joy. There shall no evil happen to the just. Okay? But the wicked shall be filled with mischief. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but they that deal truly are his delight. That's right. The Lord ain't dealing with no damn back and forth. You know what I'm saying? The Lord ain't dealing with none of that, man. Okay? Let's get this. This is John 8. It's John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Okay, the so-called white man is the father of lies. His race, his seed, his lineage. Okay, he's the one that started that shit. Okay, and best believe. You see what I'm saying? A couple more scriptures, and I'm gonna close up. This is Job 15, and start at 5. And it says, for thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Right? So-called white man, always trying to be crafty with his words. But it's iniquity whenever he speaks. Thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I yet. Thine own lips testify against thee. Right? Because if you cannot answer within yes or no, your own lips are going to testify against you, bro. That's it. Okay? Yes or no is so serious, man. You know what I mean? And you're gonna be held on trial, Esau. Right? Because here it is, you're out here trying to look what they're doing. They're sinning against you. They're supposed to be your people. Okay? But you had it to where you made sure we didn't know who we are. The Lord, just because you're pointing out the fact that we're the sinners, we're sinning, and how could we be God's chosen people when we're doing the most wickedness? All right? That doesn't make you doesn't make you unaccountable. You're still accountable because we're in your hands. You're the one that set up the different systems to amplify our quote unquote wickedness and transgressions against the Heavenly Father. Against the Heavenly Father. So you're still held liable for that, man. Okay, you're not gonna get away with all that, oh, but look at what they're doing. Nah. The Lord sees what you're doing too in the background. Okay? Just because certain people don't see what you're doing in the background, all right, we're set up as a testimony and a witness against you, devil. Okay, the ones that can see, we see. The elect, we see what's going on. All right, we know what's going on. We know how to maneuver. We're the day walkers. Okay, we're children of the day. We're children of the light. All right, and even in the night, we still see the light. All right. All right, I'm gonna finish it up with this, and Lord, you were edified. This is Proverbs 26:24. It says, "He that dissembleth with his lips and layeth up deceit within him, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart." All right, that's why you can't trust the devil, man. Trying to make small talk and get to know you and all this shit and da. Bullshit, man. Whose hatred is covered by deceit. That's right. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein. He that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. All right, that's it, man. These devils trying to flatter you up, and it ain't for your benefit. It's for them to try and get one over on you. Okay, like you ask God how that went down, man. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to go into like the characteristics of a devil and how they can give you straightforward answers, and pretty much, you know what I mean? So Lord will, you're edified. We say shalom to the next one.